Rod reaching down Newborough Lake pretty quick. Over 5 knots. Sleigh ride, so to speak. Try to time the camera. Okay, so we've arrived at our southern terminus, Jones Falls. We were originally planning to try and make it all the way to Kingston, and then we started questioning whether it was worth all the miles, and then we've been having intermittent engine problems all day, so we've definitely decided we don't want to go further downriver. It'd be nice to stay in the open lakes where we are so we can sail back home should the need arise. But we've discovered that Jones Falls is a very complicated place to camp. So as you can see, our boat is tied up right here at the top. Now I'm going to turn around. And you see the large turning basin and the lock. So the camping and the washrooms are down there. Now there's nowhere to tie a boat up down there, so you can either tie your boat up at the bottom of the next 3 flight locks or right where we are. One way or the other, we're going to be carrying our gear. So I guess it is what it is, but it looks like there's great swimming, there's some cliff jumping. I know there's a blacksmith here, there's a hotel with a restaurant. So yeah, it is what it is, you know. Just a kind of a complicated place, lots of hill climbing. So it's really easy to forget that the Rideau Canal was built as a defensive structure out of fear of invasion of Canada from by Americans. But standing here, looking at it from this angle, that Upper Jones Falls Lock, you can kind of understand that it is a fortification. The idea being that there were 2 very strategic forts in Canada. One at the highest navigable point on the St. Lawrence, which was Montreal, and one at the lowest navigable point on Lake Ontario, which was Kingston. So the Rideau Canal provides an overwater resupply route that isn't exposed to attack from the south on the St. Lawrence. So basically the idea would be you could shuttle supplies from Kingston up the Rideau Canal and then down the Ottawa River to Montreal or vice versa, and there would be no exposure to attack on the St. Lawrence.
This is a really nice tree, Oliver. It's keeping us dry from the rain. Woo! Is that a thunder? I like it. Yeah. Close this. We're starting to sit.
Here it comes. Yeah, definitely starting to look like we maybe should have stayed on the boat for this one. Water's coming from above and from below now. There's a shot inside the tent. Well, here's a good place not to wander off the path. That's a lot of poison ivy. There's a lot of poison ivy in general along the Rideau Canal. Well, there's a good reason to have a self-bailing cockpit right there. Gas cans floating. Okay, I'm trying to sneak up here. I see a great blue heron fishing in the loch, which is pretty cool because you don't normally see these guys outside of natural wetlands. Here's the empty loch, the I guess second of four or third of four, depending which direction you're going at Jones Falls. Okay, here's a look at Lower Chaffee's, the hotel and restaurant. The bridge has quite a sag in it. There's the first loch there, the lower loch. So we've got 2 boats on the blue line waiting to go up, and we've got 4 boats on the gray line just chilling. Nice evening now that the rain's cleared up. Attention, bridge closed to all vehicles. With a sag like that, I would hope so. Don't see too many hotels like this anymore. Here's a look inside the restaurant, hotel. Restaurant's closed because it's 8 o'clock, but the bar might be open. How cool is this? Pretty cool. Here's the stone blockhouse at Jones Falls. As you can see, over the years it's had some windows added, so it's less of a fortification now and more of a historic home. Of course, back in the 1830s, the trees would have been cut away here to give a better field of fire for defending the locks, and you can see what the cannons might have been able to fire at way down below, the approaches to the lock there. So yeah, pretty nice. Lots of flowers here. Little vegetable garden down below there. Lots of birds, tons of birds on the Rideau Canal. Here's a view of our tent site from above. We had really intense lightning and thunder a lot of the night last night, really intense, and rain of course. But we were really well protected down there, which is why I chose that spot rather than up here on the hill. A man who camped up here on the hill said one of the outbuildings near him was struck by lightning last night. We slept fine. I mean, aside from being woken up by the thunder and lightning, we stayed dry, and you know, the tent blew, but no big deal. Pretty nice tent site. As you can see, we're the only ones using it. You see a lot of people around these, some of these locks during the day, but at night, man, you pretty well have them to yourself.